Hi everyone, meteorologist Ed Valley here taking a look at the Northeast, and we have not much happening today. A little bit of lake effect off of Erie in Ontario. That's because of all that cold air that's moving in behind the system from yesterday. You can see the high clouds, though. They are moving in pretty quickly, and that's ahead of our next system. We have a very weak system on tap for Wednesday, and in the mid-Atlantic, Jersey, PA, this thing has for a back of or lack of a more eloquent term, has crapped the bed, if you will. It certainly looks like here that this is not going to be a big system at all. I would argue that northern New England has the best chance of some light snow, and then parts of southern New England as well, as this system develops as it moves by. So I want to talk about that quickly because it's a big part of why this is an issue. So we got high pressure in control here today, this big splotch of red. But watch what happens. This thing moves out, and then we're going to watch this area low pressure form off the coast. Now, normally you would say, well, Ed, that's a fantastic track for winter weather in southern New England and in the mid-Atlantic. You're right. But the fact that this thing is weak as it's beginning to move by, and it really doesn't get to a formidable strength until it's really east of Bar Harbor, Maine, longitudinally, it's going to be tough for this to develop and produce. Outside of, like I said, parts of northern New England and eastern southern New England have some risk. But as this thing moves away, you're going to notice it is a pretty solid storm as it does so, but it's well east by that time. So let's go over it. And again, it's not going to be that big of a deal. However, late tonight, here's about 4 or 5 a.m., you're going to notice a few things. Temperatures, cold. Inland, but really not that cold along the coast, either side of freezing. But the precip is going to blossom across northeast, north central Pennsylvania, western New York. That's the issue. And it's going to move eastward in time. So through the morning, you could see periods of light snow north of I-90 from the North Shore of Massachusetts into northern New England. But south of there, there's just not a lot of moisture. And you look at the surface moisture here, you look at the relative humidity, you can see the issue. There's just a lot of lower humidity values along the coast. So it's going to be hard to really kind of get that snow to stick or even hit the ground. Okay. So that's the concern I have along the coast in the mid-Atlantic. Now, as the system gets its act together, like we said, midday, we got that light snow up north, a couple inches of fluffy snow likely in northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. As it gets its act together early afternoon, you'll notice precipitation may start to develop in eastern Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and southeast Mass. Does not look organized. Snow showers continue north, and as the system really starts to develop here, and it really won't do so until the evening, that's when we think that parts of Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts have some chances for light snow. Here's a look at 9 p.m. And you see as it moves away, there could be a period of snow in parts of eastern Massachusetts that accumulates. But notice by Thursday morning, it's all done. Total precip looks like this. Like I said, nothing. Just too low of humidity values in the mid-Atlantic. It's not going to work out, I don't think. But as you move east, first of all, northern New England, we'll call it 1 to 3 inches of snow. Would not be shocked if some higher peaks saw 4. And then a coating to an inch or two. Eastern Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. It's really not all that significant, but the first thing of the season, and you see here a coating to an inch or two should largely do it. Okay, now if you look at what we call our Kuchera values, those are basically taking into account snow to liquid ratio. You notice, like I said, a few areas in parts of the highest of peaks might see more than 3 inches of snow, but it's very isolated. Okay, so it looks like a very wintry day north. Not all that impactful. Light snow during the day. But this tomorrow evening, watch eastern Connecticut eastward into Massachusetts and Rhode Island for perhaps a better chance of a period of light snow. Okay, so the one thing to keep in mind here overnight, regardless of if you get any meaningful snow or not, even if you get some rain or snow showers, temperatures during the day are going to be pretty warm, but watch what happens overnight. We're going to blast down into the upper 20s right to the coast tomorrow night. So anything, if you do have moisture on the road, or any sort of surface, it's going to refreeze. So keep that in mind. But we should recover nicely early on Thursday, and Thursday itself, outside of a few flurries north, not much happening. Now, European, same deal. You notice a couple light snow showers tomorrow morning, but it's really not until it develops as it's pushing away for any meaningful accumulation. And it's the same idea. You see these totals coating to an inch or two in southern New England. Like I said, 1 to 3, maybe 4 inches in some of the higher elevations. But again, it's not a big storm. It really isn't. Now, as it moves away, dry Thursday. Thursday night into Friday, we are watching a light snow chance central and northern New England. The GFS is a little bit further south with this Friday morning. I'm not overly concerned right now. I will let you know if that changes. Right now, I am leaning on the European model. And that is kind of the beginning of warmer air for Friday. And then Friday night, we get some rain, maybe a little bit of icing in some of the highest peaks early Saturday morning, then just rain Saturday, showers on and off. Heavier showers Saturday evening, Saturday night as colder air rushes in. Very similar to what we saw yesterday, actually. Looking at the wind risk with this one, I think it's going to be up there with this one we just saw Saturday, like we just saw yesterday. Very strong wind risk. And again, temperatures are going to act similarly. Not a lot of snow with this one. This one also looks like it might have a little bit more precipitation with it. We'll call it 1/4 to 1 inch in most cases. You look at the GFS model, you see more of the same. Maybe ending as a little bit of snow, just like it did with this last one. But again, the idea of looks like 1/4 to 1 inch looks pretty good. Okay, so that takes us through the weekend. Colder early next week, but I tell you what, this pattern generally leading into Christmas is not one that favors a lot of winter weather. It just doesn't. And I'm actually going to pull up here on another page just kind of what I mean here, because it is really not a great look, to be completely transparent with you, through Christmas, give or take. So we're going to have this big ridge in the eastern U.S. This is valid late next week around day 10. And on day 15, you notice that ridge is still there around the 22nd of December. So you look at the next 14 days as a whole, a lot of warmth, 5 to 10 degrees above normal. That's going to lead to a lot of 40s and 50s along the coast, 30s and 40s inland. Doesn't mean you can't make snow at night, but it's going to be very difficult to see meaningful heavy snowfall without getting a little bit of luck involved. Okay, so that's where we stand right now. If you have any questions, let us know. We will be back tomorrow with a full video.